Hey, look at that. Pete and Bobby Brady popped in at the same exact time.
Yeah.
Maybe we were doing something together. You don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe we have our own podcast that you guys don't know about.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Fuck
Talking.
Andy and Ggreg podcast.
Chicken cucarachas.
Strictly soccer and politics.
Hey guys.
So,
Hey.
fellas.
Oh,
Beating the heat, Erickson? Jeez.
dude,
Christ.
before I joined you, this should have been the podcast. This actually might have gotten some views. I was sitting facing the other way with this fan blowing on my balls and asshole directly.
Is that
And
a
it felt
fan
great.
only?
It's the best I've felt all week.
Yeah.
That's a fans only
Fans only.
angle.
Who do you think is watching this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, there's always somebody, one person's trash is another person's treasure.
Yeah,
People like to hate watch things, you know.
That
People
is
watch
true.
train wrecks, I suppose. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Don't
it's,
you have air conditioning, Erickson?
Yeah, we have air conditioning. There's air conditioning at the house, but the air conditioning at my job isn't really great. And I work in a new area now where it's fucking hot.
Yeah.
So just all day, just sweating.
Do you think they did that in was that Moneyraker where they built a place in the moon? Do you think they had it was too hot?
Moonraker? The movie Moonraker?
Well, I'm just thinking of evil.
It's in the description of what you're talking about.
Trying to think of evil villain, Bond villains, or not evil, just Bond villains who have their shit. Do you think they cut corners? It seemed like they had money for Jaws left over.
Of course there was, because there's always one little thing like the like to kill the Death Star. They just had to shoot one photon thing down. Yeah, that was an oversight. Someone said, "Yeah, good enough, go."
It seems like Jaws was always, since like he shouldn't be your first go-to guy. Remember Jaws?
Yeah.
You seem like
Metal mouth.
Yeah. I wish there
he was back in the 50s. He was doing shit.
Yeah, he could have. I mean, he could play out in the Russian army right now. He is the face of a Russian military guy. Man, it's hard to pick a favorite Russian guy. They all look like assholes, right? They all look like cab drivers I've had trouble with. Even Putin, it's like, you red-faced motherfucker. I don't know where the Ramada. I told you Ramada Inn, man. I'm drinking water to get to my cola. I'm having a Coca-Cola. Pretty healthy living these days.
Good for you.
Wait, what Coca-Cola are you drinking? Not Coca-Cola.
Well, it's the choice.
You quit Dr. Pepper but moved over to Coca-Cola.
Well, but I'm like one a week.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper to me, I mean, I had to break that. It was like, it was a sickness. Like, it's okay to have a cola, but to go like name shit and to go, I prefer, this is leading nowhere. Dr. Pepper isn't kicking me, no rebate. There's no, I'm not going to get to shoot at halftime of a game.
It's okay to have a cola, but you don't want it to be your physician.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm done with it. Well,
you don't get rebates for most of your consumer items. Stop eating eggs. They don't pay you anything. Broccoli never sent you a check.
Well, it's all true, but that like that other shit you named is healthy, I think.
You don't get kickbacks from corn? I do.
Yeah. You lived in Alaska, you get kickbacks for oil, right?
I grew up with a lot of people who got kickbacks for corn and got kickbacks for not growing corn.
Yeah.
So it happens. You just got to be the lucky ones.
Hey, since we're talking about growing, I want to say I have been growing microgreens for the chickens I've mentioned. And for anybody who is bad at growing shit or just likes instant gratification, Grow fucking microgreens in mason jars. That shit happens in like 4 days, and then fucking microgreens. And I've been eating them. I just started a Cooter recommended radish seeds. Thank you, Cooter. Those are fucking delicious. The sprouts are hot, like spicy, really good. I like those. I've been eating those along with the chickens since I just sprouted those ones up. Broccoli tastes very farty. I don't care for the broccoli sprouts.
Wait, they taste like they're gonna make you fart, or they taste like farts?
They taste like I'm eating a jar of fucking farts. Like I sprouted, like I grew farts and ate them.
Oh man!
So I don't care for those. Maybe I grew them wrong. I don't
know.
Want to cultivate?
That's like it turns out like every like 6th grade mad scientist's dream come true. Like it worked.
That's in 6th grade. That's what they're trying to develop.
Yeah, a jar of
farts. Are you kidding me?
We've done it. Eureka!
Lentils are real easy. I've been having a blast with it, man. But
I remember I used to do sprouts, like because they don't sell them at Safeway here and I love sprouts on a sandwich, roast beef with mayonnaise and a little bit of cheese, and sprouts is so good. And then you go to get them, and either they're super expensive or they don't have them. And I know a lot of sandwich places don't serve sprouts because of some kind
racism.
Racism. I think it had something to do with it's probably cost. It's probably
they didn't have
throwing away more than they were serving.
They didn't have sprouts in the Holocaust. I don't know. Just trying to stir up some controversy.
Yeah.
I don't believe they had it. I don't believe the Holocaust happened with sprouts at all.
Wait for that edible to kick in?
Well, I can't. Oh, no, I don't have it.
For the first 10 minutes of the show, he just hops from fresh topic to fresh topic to see if anything gets any sort of traction. Roseanne's in a little bit of trouble for
it's
the
actually
Holocaust on Theo Vaughn's podcast.
It was really all like short form shit, right?
Yeah,
I mean, if you listen to the longer thing, she's being silly. It's like easy clickbait shit.
She's talking to Theo fucking Vaughn, of course. I mean, the guy's a retard, professional retard.
I love Theo Vaughn.
He's fucking hilarious. So that happened. So that's what.
Yeah. But sorry, man. I am out of edibles though, so there won't be any of that.
Oh, really?
I had one. It was 100 milligram one. It was all like a jelly, little squares. You're supposed to, but it melted. So I just had to put my tongue in the bag the other day. Have the whole thing.
Of course you did.
I think I got at least 90 out before running into
I did see, Andy, I did see this news item in your state, your wonderful state of Oregon.
Wow. Oh man, I guess, I can't really argue with that. I guess I've seen broads do it too, though.
They just got rid of the rule that you can't pump your own gas.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Really? Then what was that little piece? Well, I just got gas, and there was a little fat.
No, they still have the people there, and they'll be there to help you to transition caddies. For the people who don't know how to do it.
Holy shit, man! I don't get the newspaper anymore, so I've missed this thing. We've liberated the last low-paying job for people. Or I don't know. I don't think they make a lot.
Now when they pump your gas, they're going to be expecting a fucking tip, though.
It was the oil companies who lobbied to get rid of it. The rule that in Oregon, you attendants had to pump your gas, like the old days. If you wanted full service, see kids, there was a filling station, and you could go to self-serve and pump your own gas. Or you could go to full serve and someone would actually come up and say, "Hi, Mr. Jones, can I do it?" Or the third thing, like my grandmother who had little white gloves and could barely see over the dash, she would pull up to any station, any pump, and just sit there until someone helped her. whether they had someone there or not. So it'd be the guy next to her. It would be like, "Can I? Something wrong?" And she'd go, "Fill it up." But they just stopped that. That's ceased being a law. I don't know if they enacted it yet, but it just passed.
I'll jump out at Costco because they're like, they're territorial out there. Jump out and see what happens. But it seems like a gray area. I could hook up some people and just be like a kind of a gas station attendant. Wink, wink, just take their money or whatever. I don't know how I would do it and I'd have to. No, it wouldn't work out. I mean, I could only do it for tips. There's no way to grift them.
Yeah, because they'd pay you at the end.
Mm-hmm.
A place that where it's not like now where like in regular states where you go up, you give them the 20 and then they put that on the pump so you can do it.
Well, you could do it once.
Yeah.
You got to find like an Escalade or something and then be like, all right, yeah, I got you, man.
This guy in front of you is paying for the gas, some shit. I don't know. I can say this now because everybody's dead from this. Well, the main person from this scam is dead. He, one of my roommates in college he would pump gas from the credit side at the gas station he worked at, and they never measured the credit side pump. So he would just pump that and then get cash, which we use for drugs. But that would be cool to have that kind of a scam going now.
So they had a credit side and a cash side.
Yeah. So he'd just like, he'd steal like $200 or $300 a shift from the gas, from, an unmeasured gas tank. Eventually they probably, but fuck them. It was a corporation.
Well, it was unmeasured by you guys.
Yeah. I mean, it was nothing. I was running.
Measured it.
That's actually a thing at gas stations is that the tankers come in at all hours to fill up the tanks. So they don't always have locks on the tanks that go down into the below ground storage. And I was listening to a podcast where this guy, he has like a couple hundred gas stations, and he's all, that's kind of a big thing, is especially when prices go up, people just show up at 4 a.m. and 3 a.m. When the guys would come in to fill up, they just kind of know when, and they'd suck out 40, 50 gallons at a time. And just by sticking a hose down there and going for it, right?
What the fuck?
Isn't that crazy?
I think I've seen a thing like that too, Shay. Like dudes would have specially outfitted vans and stuff where they would pull over those holes.
Yeah,
and fucking sump up.
Just running gun, just fucking get one of those things that just gets going, and then fill up a fucking 55-gallon drum and move on.
I think this was an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I'm pretty sure.
I keep thinking of Insatiable. What would she do if a guy was pumping, that much gas out?
The guy was talking about how much money that these gas station attendants make, and he's not going to give us everything, right? But he said for a $4 gallon of gas, how much does the gas station make? Out of $4, $2 right away goes just to processing the oil to get it out of the ground. So $2 is gone automatically. So from that $4 goes down to $2. Of that $2 that's left, how much does the gas station make?
30 cents.
30 cents.
Is that right?
That's right.
Those greedy assholes.
That's to pay for the lights, to keep the lights on, to employees to pump or not pump your gas, for everything.
I can't.
Yeah, they're just trying to get you to stop in and get gas so that you can go in and buy a honey bun.
Exactly.
How much do they make on a candy bar?
Well, that's the thing. Candy bar isn't that much. The thing, the question was, what do you make the most of? He goes, I would love to sell you ice all day long. That's their biggest markup is ice. Yeah.
And that's what the easiest item to steal.
That's funny. I steal ice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys.
Yeah. They're not expecting that. They're looking for the guys grabbing the gas at night.
The gas grab's a distraction, so you can load the truck up with ice.
Fuck yeah.
You got to get it home quick, though.
You can make your own at home, but it does take time.
We all know the recipe.
It's been a fun episode so far, you guys.
This is like when we should ask for hey man, if you can help support our podcast, get on the Patreon. because we do it at the end, and then it's like sometimes people go in and eat a bunch of buffet, and then they'll take off before the bill drops. I think that's what happens. We go at the end of our episode. People are like, "Oh, I'm full," and it's like when the collection plate comes out at church or whatever. It's like some people got to go to the bathroom right before it comes around.
You don't want to get in the parking lot when everybody's leaving, man.
You got to get out of there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, there you go. That's it.
You talk about profit. I had a cousin that worked at one of those little island gas stations, and he sold meth at that little island while he peddled gas, and he did it for a long time because nobody ever suspected the traffic. He just had people coming up all day long.
Weirdos with no shoes and a cat in the hat, top hat. That's normal.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing to see cigarettes.
Here. I need fucking, Lucy's, whatever the fuck else they sell in those little fucking kiosks. It's not weird to have traffic, weird traffic walking up to there all day long. So,
and you're behind glass, so you feel kind of safe.
Another great
Smart
idea.
Person.
Yeah.
Did he end up winning?
I don't know.
Yeah,
he might be dead. I don't keep track of people very well.
Yeah, a lot of times meth, it's like
he was selling it, Andy.
Yeah, if you just sell it, you got a fighting chance. But once you start in on that shit, you start.
I've never known anybody who just sold it.
Yeah, they loosen their business standards.
Yeah.
I mean, Larry. My brother Gary. I think if he would have just stayed off the shit, but he started trading for just shit. So. I mean, if he would have maybe done baseball cards, he would have ended up better. But clown shit, I don't think my clown displeasure in life has anything to do with Larry's collection. I think I already had my problems with clowns, but going into Larry's storage places and seeing different fucking clown heads in boxes and shit didn't help.
But, was there another source of clowns other than Larry?
I think he was into antique shit, so I think people knew that it's like maybe you didn't have that much money, you could go steal a grandma's fucking shit and then bring it over. Hey, I wish he could have like melted it all into one cool thing, but it was just a lot of little shit,
Maybe meth people and their desire to steal is like rabbit's teeth that keep growing. If you don't keep chewing on something, then the teeth get too long. The meth people got to steal no matter what it is just to keep their skills up.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's like when you have to sell to your own friends and family and shit or whatever, like you get a job in sales and they want you to contact. I think most people steal by, learning at home. And shit. So, some of that brother in particular was already, a liar and a thief of stupid shit, he'd just take shit and then lie. But, it's like, well, you could be in a jar, like a jar of change and be the only person in the room with it. The change disappears and you still don't know shit about it. Like you never seen the fucking
jangles
jar.
Away.
Yeah, it was like, oh, all right, yeah, no, it was. There's still a lot of quarters in your. Yeah.
I've known a lot of meth people that never stole. I think Andy's right. I think if you can be just a thief and then meth just helps you steal faster.
Some people, I don't know many, but I would think there's a few people who've managed the habit, do it on occasion.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah,
weekend warriors and shit.
Yeah, whenever I talked about, I've done meth before, and like people are like, "Oh, you did had a meth?" And no, I never had a meth fucking problem. I had a job and shit. I did meth on the weekends as a recreational drug, like people do cocaine. We just didn't have cocaine in my town.
Eventually, you want the dental plan more if you keep doing it or whatever.
I never did it that way.
Yeah,
I had to go to work.
Yeah,
you got to do it a lot to fuck your teeth up. It's like the Mountain Dew thing, Mountain Dew will fuck your teeth up too, but you got to drink a lot of it. Occasional Code Red, you'll be all right.
Yeah. So
Code Red on the
maybe,
weekend.
I mean, maybe Larry probably wasn't the best example because I feel like when he went, he'd go kind of haywire on it.
Do you mean Gary? Is that
Gary? Gary back. Yeah.
You forgot your brother's name?
My brother Gary would run, it seemed like, I mean, from a distance, it just seemed like he ran on it for a long period of time, but maybe he was just kind of fucking, well, I guess he was just wired a lot though, right? You'd be when you're on meth, can you be like wired afterwards for days?
Well, it's just like cocaine's big brother. Like you just stay wired a lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
Cocaine's crazy cousin, not big brother.
Yeah, probably, I guess so.
Probably the problem with him is he didn't have a place to hang out for a few days. Or when he would show up, he was still all fucked up, and he just maybe needed a place.
A
Xanax, well, parachutes for sure, but he'd come around when he was all fucked up, and like he showed his drug habit a lot more than, like if he was just smoking weed or whatever, he wouldn't have been so obvious.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he was a thief hobbyist, and he learned. What was it? The the Job Corps. He learned how to paint the Job Corps, but they also learned how to burglarize.
What's Job Corps?
Kind of, it was like his major minor. He majored in house painting, minored in, it's arguable which one he got better at. He was definitely better at cleanup on probably burglaries. Yeah.
What's Job Corps? I don't know what that is.
Job Corps is where they send you to school to learn a trade. I thought it was where you go. Only thing I knew about it, Chaille, is where kids got sentenced to it when I was young.
Oh, you get cut trails for the.
I didn't know you could just go to it voluntarily, or I would have never joined the fucking army. I would have went to Job Corps.
Yeah, you'd have learned a skill.
Yeah, it's the same fucking thing. I would have just got out a lot earlier.
Yeah, I don't know whether he got sentenced, my brother, or like school just kind of ran out for him. After 8th grade, there wasn't,
that's not when it usually runs out.
I know he didn't get any fall. You know how you
8th grade is middle school.
He didn't get that invite.
Yeah, he didn't get scholarship offers to high school. It's a lot of it's political.
He was hoping for a free ride to high school.
Yeah, I mean he didn't really qualify for high school, but he qualified for the Job Corps.
Everybody qualifies for a Job Corps.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, it's
I took every one of my kids to Job Corps in Tucson to see if they would go.
None of them
took the bait.
Oh man, if he had like a stupid kid or he's stupid and unattractive, there's no better place for him than the Job Corps. You're hoping for a miracle there.
At one point when my kids were teenagers, I remember telling Jenny, I said, look, I figured we need to start a family business right now if we want our kids to succeed, because our kids are fucking dumb. And so, they're all going to be
banana stand.
You can send your unattractive daughter off to college, but come on, just put her in the Job Corps, man.
Well, my daughter's really pretty, so she's got that going.
No, I'm not saying your family. I'm just saying, like my brother's graduating.
Settle down there, Andy.
I don't think my brother's graduating class was a good-looking group, because it was like, you just sent away your your troubled teen to the Job Corps is what my memories of it.
Yeah,
these days are probably good reason to to do it, but. We just didn't want. I don't think my dad wanted to mess with anymore, and it's like, he could have done the GED, but it's like, who's he? He never applied for any jobs where it mattered.
I mean, you've got to have some initiative to get going. You have to be a self-starter, and that's not usually why you get kicked out of high school.
Yeah, well, he just work at the mill.
I don't. He probably could have, but maybe he was too young. I don't know. I just remember.
Hey, Andy, did your dad ever call the cops on Gary or one of the other brothers?
Or Harry?
No, I don't think we ever. I think we only called 911.
That's
for emergencies. I can't remember the cops. I don't think my dad liked.
Wait. Why did you call 911? You remember
we had those. Well, my old man would have poor doctoring. part of
Oh,
it.
so not for 911 wasn't
Medical
because it was a medical
like
emergency.
an emergency situations. I mean, weird shit happened there. But
Yeah.
we just, it's just I can't imagine we'd want outsiders involved with it. And I don't. Yeah, it's kind of
Keep it within the family.
It's kind of amazing the lack of cops up in our driveway over the years. But I mean, I bait them and zip up the hill myself, and throwing shit down on the highway, whatever. But I think I think our house could soak up the yelling and shit, so there was never any like neighbors. We were far enough away from neighbors too, I guess. But
I just can't imagine just the debris field down on the highway down the hill from your house, from all you guys throwing shit and dollies and basketballs, and just like a tornado just wiped out a motor home park right there.
I probably did the most. I mean, my big gyms are up in the trees and the doll down there, but usually, I mean, there was a basketball would roll, and it was like it would roll all the way down, and it would cross the highway. There's nothing. There was brush and shit that should have stopped it, and then I would shoot baskets for a while. This was reported back to me, from witnesses, and I would shoot my dad, and then I would get mad, and then I would kick the ball, and then a lot of times, and it would hit that trail and go down there and down on the road, and then I would go right down after it, and usually probably look for the road, check both ways. That would have been a pretty unforgiving stretch because the chip trucks had a chance to get moving, but I would fucking run across there, and that kind of ruins the game when you have to, go that far out of your way because of your hothead. Just didn't like missing or whatever.
It seems like
if I missed a bunch in a row, then I would kick it and fucking have a fit. And
it seems like it would motivate you to be a better player, so you wouldn't have to go run across the road to dodge the chip trucks. And
even you weren't rewarded on our court for, Larry Bird would have had a bad temper and never made it in the NBA if he played on my court.
Little hothead horse.
Yeah. He would have fucking kicked the ball, and he was a big dude, so the ball would have went over the house.
Should have got into soccer, man. Right there.
Yeah.
So close.
Yeah. I had a natural soccer game that would play out while shooting hoops.
Yeah, you could have been the goalie.
Well, at least the kickoff part, where the goalie kicks it.
Yeah, every time the goalie catches it, he gets to punt it if he wants to.
Man, he played soccer, he would have got hit by a chip truck long ago.
I was 1-0 as a soccer player.
Yeah.
I played in one organized game, my brother's team, and I played in.
Wait. Hold on. You were just in the stands and they needed a player? How did you end up on your brother's team?
I think they needed a body. So but they didn't need enough bodies that I got into the game. So I didn't,
They needed you to warm the bench?
I was just stood there, and then they threw it was like the end of the thing, and then the coach went in the creek. They threw the coach in. I helped do that.
They threw the coach in the creek?
Yeah, the coach. They won the game. We won. I didn't.
Wait. Why?
They didn't have Gatorade. They all drank from the creek.
There's a creek, right? There was a kind of a pond.
Was it a big?
With the creek.
It was like a big game. They do that all the time.
It must have been, or the coach was
it was Gatorade Creek.
Gatorade Creek, yeah.
So he went.
And he didn't know he was a sub.
He went in to drink, and then I thought, well, I mean, I guess I didn't even understand what was going on with the game or the after party or anything, but it wasn't enough to get me on, to try it again.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even say I would try it. I just you want to stand over here, and they stood there.
What? Was this an older brother or a younger brother? Because I'd like to picture you like about 6 years older than the rest of these kids in this story.
I would have been a cruel, I learned cruelty from my older brothers, but I was the last one.
Oh, yeah,
He was 2 years older.
That's right. I forget you're the baby.
Yeah. I don't know what. I mean, I'm glad I didn't. What I did to the guinea pigs. I killed tropical fish all the time. Well, I froze up the guinea pigs because I didn't know it was fucking, they had fur.
Hold on. What? Now, we've heard about your chickens that never made it even to the house.
Well,
before they were killed.
Yeah.
We know that you've had other cats from the neighborhood, but
we had
guinea pigs.
We had guinea pigs, and yeah, John Wayne. I had in the gay '90s kid parade. It sounds like now it's a grooming thing, but back then the kids had a parade, and I had John Wayne, and then it was tragedy. Guinea pigs are a bad pet. I was a empathetic little kid, and I had guinea pigs, and one batch, the dad ate all the babies.
That's common.
Yeah.
They should have told you that at the pet store.
Right. And then I had them, and I was, I guess I was like, kind of, they were my guinea pigs. It's like, and then they froze to death because I left them out in the cold.
That'll happen.
It's like, yeah. They're like, oh, wake up, man. And it's like, so
why did you leave them out in the cold though? I mean, I know you didn't mean to.
Look at their fur.
How did you get out
of their fur? I mean, the house was always cold.
You took them. Why did you take them outside?
They were outside. They just hung out there, and they had a little area, but it was, the house was cold too. So I mean, they might have had just as many problems inside, but it's they
were like free range guinea pigs.
No, we had them we kept them hostage.
So you brought the cage outside and set it outside.
It was just that's where
there's a hutch. There's like a hutch, right? It's built so they could just poop through the bottom.
Okay.
I wish they would have had the same, like we had rats in the house and in the walls. So like I would have preferred knowing that noise behind the wall was a guinea pig. So we kept the guinea pigs out and the rats come in.
Just pretend it was a guinea pig.
It's a very classic mistake that you thought the guinea pig was going to take care of your rat problem.
Well, but I mean, it's like I was sad, and then a couple of times I would I don't know what maybe electric football or something, and I would unplug the fish tank. And then I was like,
was there a worst game or worse? Worst game than electronic football? That was the dumbest. That's like a game that should have never made it out of the drawing room.
Every pass was beyond a Hail Mary.
It didn't work.
Like a spit wad on the guy. Remember the quarterback? He'd cock his arm back and he would throw it, but it was just like fucking, there's no way to get precision. Your receiver's going, and he's stuck in the corner, and it's fucking, and you're better off with a running game.
I don't know. I've never played that. I don't
think anyone's ever played it. I think everyone plays it for a minute and they go, wait, what is no?
Well, we got way into it. My brother, we even had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Seahawks. Like we had all the teams.
Oh, you had a branded. Yeah,
like every fucking player does the same stupid shit, but we had all the different uniforms, and my brother's really into statistics. So we'd have, he kept track of how players and shit did. It was really, I mean, beyond that game just being stupid and boring, could you imagine turning it off while he recorded what just happened? That running back went 7 yards backwards and ran up against the goalpost for 2 minutes.
Yeah. All the players ran up against the fucking right side.
Yeah.
I don't know what there was any and then the kicker.
So you would like set your guys like on the line of scrimmage, defense and offense, and then someone would click the button,
and then
the thing would just vibrate.
Yeah. And they would go all willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Until what? Until someone went out of bounds?
Yeah, and then I think that you had,
I think it was like a time
adjustments you could make on them, but not really, but every once in a while you'd get one player who could run straight down the field. That was your, but you could never make a pass work. My brother said it hit his receivers. There's no fucking way.
There was a ball that
like
went
these
forward?
little, for the throwing plays. And he just kind of was like G.I. Joe bullshit,
A kung fu chop.
You'd have to put the football on the ends of his fingers, and he would have to throw it. I don't think that, my brother would advance the ball as though he made a play, but it's like I don't think anyone ever made that happen. He was a cheater. He cheated at all the games, but on that one in particular, it's like my own eyes I can see that didn't happen.
Yeah, they should have done electric rugby. Rugby
That's what it
more
was.
like
Yeah,
It was
every one of them turns into a scrum
it's
anyway.
a scrum, and you don't really. I've never really understood what's happening in rugby. It just seems like they're all running around.
You get really drunk afterwards. The only part of rugby that made sense is when you'd see them all fucking hammered later. Okay.
Oh, there's right here. There's where you can dial up your defense or your offense.
My dad and my uncle had one, and I played it at my grandma's house when I was a kid. It was just fucking.
It was as fun as slotted racetracks.
That's the thing, Chad. It was always at your grandma's house that you'd find it because your dad had it as a kid, and you'd get it and you'd look at it and you'd go, "Oh, fucking cool!" And then 3 minutes in, and you're like, "Nah."
Yeah, one time I played with it. I'm like, this is fucking dumb.
It's like
by then he already had the head-to-head football game that you could play with the dashes.
Yeah, I was good at that.
That was cool as shit,
Yeah.
which is now fucking as lame as the vibrating football game.
Yeah, probably.
And all the technology and shit that's advanced since that stupid version of it, they've never come out with a vibrating football game that actually works to any level of anything. I think they just abandoned
They gave up on that theory.
Yeah.
Stupid. It's like the ads for slotted racetracks. It always, even if it was a print ad, it always just drew me in. Like, that looks like a lot of fun. And then I finally got a slot racetrack. And you can't keep the car on there. They just fly off, and it's stupid.
Andy, with the grandkids, I've been looking the last couple of Christmases at racetracks, and they have racetracks that basically you program with your phone, and then you program the phone with your car with your phone, and you control the car with your phone, so there's no slots and they don't fly off anywhere. It's all fucking.
Wait, how do they stay on the track?
The track is programmed with your phone.
Wow.
What is this called?
Fuck, I'd have to look it up. It's not even that expensive because it's not new anymore.
It seems like that. If I were a kid today, I would have a lot less to be upset about. But
oh my gosh,
nothing.
It's like $150 for the starter kit that comes with a couple cars, and the cars battle each other. They have stuff that you can do like a electronic pulse, and you disable the other guy's fucking car.
It's like a video game.
Yes.
Fucking
and you control it with your iPad or your phone, with your tablet or your phone. It's fucking amazing. I've been looking at it the last couple of Christmases and pretend I get it for the grandkids just so I can play with it.
All this shit's improved, man. Except for the world, the climate's all fucked. But
because I'm with you, Andy. I wanted one of those slotted racetracks when I was a kid, and then finally got one, and like, this blows ass. You can't go around a corner.
You gotta slow down a little bit, guys. You can't fucking press the.
Yeah, you just don't floor it.
Yeah, you gotta slow down around the corner.
There's a skill to it. You gotta try and take the corner so you don't whip out.
There is.
Well,
yeah, no, they don't stay on there.
I mean,
man.
You can do that, but it still is not. It's not great.
I was a train set kid.
Or learn to drive by being under control. Probably. You think Dale Earnhardt, played with the fucking slotted track and kept it on there? He's like, fuck this shit. And he got on.
No, he hit the wall.
Yeah, most of the time he did. 499 times he was fine.
Yeah. Well, it was the equipment, right? I mean, anyway, let's not get political. But I'm glad.
Yeah, Chad, I want to figure out what that product is that you were talking about.
Let me see here, because it's got to be saved in one of my.
Because I'm seeing slot cars. I see those are all over the place. And then RC cars. I'm not seeing one that you control with your phone. Scale X trick.
I could have done eventually I used most of my toys and with the sniper or shooting them with the BB gun or whatever,
blowing them up.
And like that's even I have a sniper thing on my phone, and every once in a while it'll hit me with, there's somebody that needs to be shot in the head. Do I want to take, So I got that reminder. Oh yeah,
What?
it's a
You have
video
a
game.
sniper app.
What are you?
Yeah, it's
What are
like
you
the
talking
sniper
about?
thing. It tells me that, there's somebody that needs to be taken down periodically, and like, okay, it's just
What?
the game.
Is this
Yeah,
is this a
man.
game you're playing with
It's a
someone?
game I can shoot people, it's just on your phone and you can, it's kind of I always like, I've never shot anyone, but I mean, I would think it would be relaxing to be a sniper, to just, I always enjoy that as a thing, but you do that in your house, shooting army men on Fisher Price toys in the doorways and shit, and eventually you got holes in all the windows. I put a lot of
Yeah, the BB gun is the entree to lower property values for sure.
Yeah, there was a pretty much every window in the upstairs had BB holes, but they were all ricochet. I wasn't like, I was not gonna, it's like Larry Gary would chip out the windows for his own. He chipped them out. I would accidentally do it because I just, I didn't realize I had more outdoor activities.
Was he trying to escape? Why
well,
was
I could have done the BB thing and shot, and hell, maybe, well, my dad could have come out and saw what was going on, maybe, or whatever. But I just, he wouldn't have been happy had if he could have walked upstairs. I always thought, like, it's a good thing he can't walk at some point, because it's like he'd be bummed out. I would be bummed too. It's like, why did we pee out that window all the time? Nobody thought about the acidic quality of our urine or whatever. Eventually, the roof's going to be fucked up, or
it would definitely cause some staining, I would imagine, after years of
well, it's just like the window, nobody you just would stand in front of the window and go right into one spot. So I guess if we would have, or even rinsed it down with water over time, it might have not cut a groove in the roof, and down to the that was part of the roof that had to be the wood had to be taken out, and I suspect it was that 3 different people lived in that room, and all were too lazy it was the closest room to the bathroom as well, which was a bummer, but I just followed what everybody else was doing, and I helped ruin it. But yeah, I don't know, my dad would have just been, seen all the holes in the windows and shit. Yeah. It's good to have limited authority figures up there.
But Chad sent me the name of that. It's called Anki, Anki Overdrive, and here's a promo shot. I think that's probably the
kids having real fun.
Disruptor.
Yeah.
That tells you that more like they don't have kids who are acting like they're having fun. They just show you the shit and want to have fun with it. I had
like Saturday morning cartoons where the kids were like totally jacked up on sugar and having fun doing everything.
They were being given sugar, and they're probably happy kids. And they had, it's like if you're a fucking bummed out kid playing with a shitty thing, nobody's gonna want it. But that was me. I would see, like, I would get it. Go, why am I not happy? Kids on TV, they had fun with this shit, and I get it. I'm a fucking dick, and it doesn't work.
That's when Andy started not reading the directions.
Yeah, it's a bummer when shit's supposed to be
number
fun.
2: slow down for the turns.
Yeah, fun may vary with child. Some kids are just fucking easily amused.
Yeah, no one taught you patience. You're kicking basketballs out into the street when you miss a shot, and you're giving up on your toys right away. You just needed a mentor to, ease you through some of these first hurdles that were tripping you up.
Yeah, I got shit. I mean, I tried the Boy Scouts, and I didn't. I mean, it's just, it seemed like I had like 4 older brothers. I should have had like friends. I should have had role models.
Didn't you just try the uniform?
I was a scout for about a couple of weeks. I had a school picture with it, but I was my dad called her cigarettes Gage. Her last name was Gage, but she was a chain smoker. and like that. I guess that's what she did during the, just like smoked cigarettes and shit. So it wasn't, I was like, maybe I was there to be molested or whatever. I'm not here for this.
Oh, no. I'm not here for that.
Right. Yeah.
The gentleman.
We heard some things about this organization and they're not living up to it. So, but yeah, it was I mean, I would do stuff. My brother let's see what rhymes with Rex. No. There's nothing that rhymes with Jeff. Steph, brother Steph, my brother Steph, but we would play stuff, but it was always like, he I don't know about competitive, but he was a poor winner, and he would win and he would rub it, like, so it's like anytime I competed or did anything, it would always end up with me usually crying.
Well, because he was the fourth boy and you were the fifth, so he was abused his whole life, and then he got
trickled down.
Yeah, he should have had, every fucking ping pong match is, it's like, and his gloating makes me, it's like, I don't know if I got competitive or whatever, but when I wouldn't even say it's competitive, but when I see somebody gloating, I look for ways to fuck them over.
Yeah, no, I turned you into a comic.
What's that?
Turned you into a comic. That's what made you come up. You started coming up with fucking snide remarks under your breath.
Yeah,
tell him what a fuckhead he is.
You didn't have anybody below you.
You had to punch up.
Well, occasionally Bob the dog would get, an ear beating at the very least. I mean, I didn't beat the dog.
At least you didn't freeze it.
For shit. Like, nobody listens to me. Yell at the dog. But that was it. Yeah, I was there's nothing to yell at. I'd go hit my pillow or whatever. Man, now I can fucking beat the shit out of Larry. Pretty sure I could take Jeff.
Or
Rex. Sean, he works. He's probably lifting weights he's a member of I think he works at a mega church. So he probably works out and
probably carries a gun if he's at a mega church.
Yeah. So and he's probably the one who's got the most pent up hostilities. So I wouldn't fuck with him. But Larry, man, I could just like fucking throw Larry down out of his trailer and that'd be the end of it. although it would be pretty, I don't know how I would fare with his dog attacking it at the same time, because his dog would attack me if I attack Larry.
Small dog though, right?
Yeah, but it bites.
Dog?
Yeah, but it's one of those, man. It's got enough weight behind it that it bites, or it's not like a little dog. He's
gonna have to be dealt with. If you're gonna fuck with Larry, you're gonna have to have a plan for the dog.
So that's I mean, it saved him from fire. I certainly wouldn't get between that dog and Larry's.
There's a bond between them now for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if that
Larry
dog
owes his life to the dog.
If that dog is not scared of fire, it's not going to be scared of you. You know what I mean? Like,
they've each saved each other once now.
Yeah. Oh, so they're even.
Yeah. I mean, if Disney was woke, they'd make a movie about Larry and his shitty dog. Like that, he wouldn't. He wanted a better dog, and I'm sure that dog wanted a better owner. But the suits
make it work.
The suits wouldn't let him just take whatever dog he wanted. The suits made him take one that was less desirable, and by doing that, they formed a perfect bond. It's like Milo and Asshole or whatever, Larry and Stitch.
Milo and Stitch.
That they're probably that poodle or one of them other dogs that he might have chose before that one would have just gotten out of the trailer and probably
would have ran away months ago.
Yeah, if it was a smart dog, it would beat it out of the driveway and up over the hill.
He'd run for that basketball.
From there, you've improved vastly if you just get up over the driveway.
I didn't know if you guys noticed. There was an announcement. There is a new winner. The 2023 Ugliest Dog.
Oh man, yeah. My mom had that for a while. I mean, she had a dog that could have competed.
Wait, is this legs backwards?
Oh, now I was just gonna say, take a look from. Okay, obviously this is one of those Mexican hairless. And they have a thing where their tongues end up falling out of their mouths and just like, but as you work your way down, what's going on down here?
His legs are backwards.
His legs are backwards.
That's a
This to be disqualification from the ugliest dog contest.
Yeah. That's like a ugly dog contestant that's juicing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's
how did they get broken? This lady just we're gonna win this time, Scooter. Hold still. I gotta keep re-breaking it or it'll grow back right.
That's no way to judge an ugly dog contest. Crippled dog.
Those legs, Jesus.
He seems excited about it.
Yeah, I think that's his own face, though. I think excited and scared are the same for that dog.
I get it.
But he's got a life, so
yeah, it's
trophy.
Like it gets to be taken to like Des Moines once a year. Just to do a picture.
Fit in with the ugly people in Des Moines.
Yeah, it's probably. I mean, if I don't know. It looks like a dog you take to the vet and they just say, "Put it down, man."
Yeah, they say, no, we don't.
Legs
we
are
don't
all
take
fucked
care
up.
of rats.
Yeah. But I mean, why would you? Maybe it has a happy life. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't say that it should. I'm trying to put it off in Job Corps as a dog, but it might be.
Who's to judge? That lady's not all that great looking either.
Right.
Yeah, she's in the context next week.
I know. Would you? If you're
her legs are on backwards too.
The dogs have an ugliest owner contest.
or
that
how about
lady
this?
Also a Mexican hairless.
Or you go, you go pro-am. That's like the dog, the ugliest couple. And then you're like, you got an ugly dog and you're just sort of ugly or whatever. But that seems like a weird, my mom had a dog though that was like, all the hair's gone, and they look dogs like that. It looks like a big old stretched out scrotum sack or the skin.
Yeah, but this is a breed that looks like that. Other dogs can have that if they have mange.
Yeah, that's
you can lose patches of hair and it can just migrate over their entire body.
Just imagine being a dog growing up in the Andrist house. It probably fell out of his nerve.
Just crazy that the authorities weren't alerted weekly.
Well, we had a few. We had wiener dogs, Chihuahuas, and then Bob was our that was our collie mix. It was his origin story was he was going to get shot at a dairy, which I don't understand how milk is made. They're going to shoot all these dogs. My brother David brought that one home.
That was the story? You're going to get shot at a dairy?
Yeah, there was dogs getting executed in my maybe I should research this story. How the fuck did you get Bob? But that was my understanding. They were shooting these dogs because they didn't want them, and then we ended up with this one, and then my dad just said a bunch of names and it responded to Bob. So we're like, Dave or Larry. No, those are brothers. Man, I only have about 10 names to go to. I'm trying to name anybody but my brother. How about Jim? Jim. So Bob was like a rescue. He was on the, he was part of my brother's job, killing dogs on the dairy.
I love that no one was like, the story was like, well, they were going to kill him, so I brought him home, which was clearly a lie. So that everyone would feel sorry for the dog and go, oh, because no one said, wait, why are they killing a dog? Is there something wrong with the dog?
Maybe David just
it wasn't a cow, really. It wasn't really a cow, was it?
No, it was
a miniature cow.
They killed the males. They killed the male calves.
And it wasn't a like a working dog neither. It was just a fucking lay around dog.
Did it
seemed kind of blue collar with a name like Bob?
Well, it looked like if Lassie got raped a few times. Sort of had it had characteristics of Lassie, but didn't have the classic face. And it came up. My brother came and he trimmed my dog up because it's like hard to you can, grooming for kids is everywhere, but you can't. It's hard to find somebody to groom your pet.
What?
In time. Well, I wanted to get it's like when I wanted to go get a haircut. I want it fucking now, or whatever. Like
Andy, it was right down the street from Erickson's house.
Right.
It was literally 2 blocks.
Right. But so
not literally.
the dog,
a mile.
Oh man, now it's like in the summer, it's hot. My dog has a lot of hair. Having not thought about it until the weather started getting warm, and then they're booked till like deep into it. Like, I don't want my dog's haircut in August. I want it cut now.
Yeah.
So anyway, my brother gave it the haircut, and we talked. Bob's last haircut, my mom, for whatever reason, got it a lion haircut. And Bob was a collie. He didn't have any lion. He didn't, talk about wanting to be a lion or anything.
Are you talking about social, like a cultural appropriation?
It just looked really fucking dumb.
He didn't have any lion in him. Is that what you were going to say?
It's not fair that you're doing this, Mom. He's clearly having conflict.
This is like when you put one of them brothers, I won't name an address. But so Bob came back from the groomers and had this big fucking, it looked like a shitty lion. And then not long after that, Bob went to kill itself or wanted to die. I thought it was maybe partially.
Did he go back to the dairy?
No, he went down in the corner of the yard and he disappeared, which is like he was his old dog. And then I'd never heard this, but my dad said it, probably went to go die. It's like,
sounds like your dad
how
knew too much.
Yeah. Well, we'd find my dad in corners of the yard like that too. So maybe he knew it. Yeah, that's kind of how it looked, but it was more.
He's over in my dying corner.
Yeah. So, but so we looked all over, and that's when Bob was sick. It was trying to off itself, or didn't want to be around us anymore.
And, so, what was the clue that he was trying to kill himself?
Well, it was in a part of the yard where it was like a corner of the yard that we didn't use. And it was like kind of in a, it took some effort for it to disappear.
It seems like that's the perfect place for a dog to get away from all of you crazy.
It wanted to die. Well, I mean, it was hanging.
To be away from you guys because you're nuts with a BB gun and fucking
Bob
guinea pigs frozen.
Bob, most
getting
of that
peed on out the window.
Rain from the upper level coming down and yellow
Black
rain.
Cars flying around hitting
Bob
you.
kind of didn't. None of that shit bothered Bob. I mean, it would lick people would get sick from what we ate sometimes, but Bob would clean up the kettle, lick it clean, and then it would be
the kettle.
Back in. Well, we had we called it the Kettle of Death sarcastically later, but my mom would, she just make sometimes just
a big batch
executed dishes,
Yeah, a big batch of goulash.
Yeah, like stuff, and then some of it was maybe not, I don't know. It's like food sickness seemed to be a thing. I thought maybe it was just me, but I think it happened to everybody. A lot of diarrhea. Oh, she had a lot of other shit going on.
I think it's more not the actual food prep. I think it's probably the day or two after when the kettle of death is still sitting on the counter, and there's no Cheerios, so you get a big scoop of goulash.
Well, like things like cooking hamburger all the way through, was it? Like we'd get you get your Williams bread hamburger, and then you'd bite into it, and it's like raw in the middle. I didn't know that you're supposed to hey mom, you just you do the you'd eat it, and then you'd sometimes get a little sick.
Over and over again.
Yeah, well, she had. I mean, when towards the shitty times when everybody was fucked up, that she was really bad at. I mean, she should have probably been relieved of cooking duties.
Mm-hmm.
She was like a nurse and taking care of my grandma was she was a handful. Now people would call her a bitch or a cunt. She's just demanding. And so it was like I just wish my mom would have leaned into more processed foods or something than try to cook things, especially meat.
The microwave oven could have saved you guys.
Meat was a big, I mean, I think,
or a thermometer to see when temperature was right.
Yeah, like when she cooked and when she focused on things and had a recipe, she was pretty okay at it. But as as things
When she
fell
was
apart.
winging it.
Did I tell you guys about Carrie Mitchell's chicken cookout a month or two ago? Shayla, you probably heard this.
I was
story.
there.
You were here, Roy?
Right after it, and 3 people told the story
We
simultaneously.
got so drunk. We got so drunk outside. She was gonna grill up some chicken, and she started grilling chicken. And then she had her new meat thermometer, and she kept checking it, and she's like, "It's 100. It's 105." I'm like, "Well, it's got to be like 170 or something like that." And we just got drunker and drunker and drunker. And finally she's like, they should be done by now. She takes them out there fucking cooked down to hockey pucks. And then we find out she had the meat thermometer on Celsius.
Oh,
So she cooked the chicken to like.
But she boiled the meat until it turned to charcoal.
And then we were all like, yeah, it does seem like we have been out here for a long time on the deck, just getting drunk while you've been cooking.
And it was a gas stove. So this heat it wasn't like coals that went down.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
it was stayed temperature.
She was like, yeah, I knew I was in trouble when I was on my 4th cigarette. Like, that's too long to cook chicken. You shouldn't smoke 4 cigarettes. So check your meat thermometers. Make sure they're on Fahrenheit, everybody, unless you're from England and you know Celsius scale.
She was also cooking, I think, in the dark.
She's cooking in the dark.
Yeah, that's
While drunk.
always a problem too. That's harder to gauge just by looking.
What did Schwarzenegger say? I don't remember the movie, but you should not drink and bake. I think it was the Jamie Lee Curtis.
I don't know.
Drinking and cooking.
Guys?
Well,
Never heard of that.
Really? Schwarzenegger, man. I used to do on one of my early comedy skits, I did an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
Really? You're the only one.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I mean, you
Do the
probably
bit.
I don't remember the bit. I forget why. I mean, it's like horrifying. I saw that and I was like, you go like I look like a dick, and then I'm doing a Schwarzenegger impression. It's probably a fucking,
Wait, there's a video of it?
Well, it's on Paul Provence's desk.
Wait, he's had a video of you doing an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression as a young comedian, and yet he still was saying he didn't end to the movie because
that's how you end it right there.
Yeah.
I'll be back and
grab my hand.
You don't come back. No, this is not a sequel.
It is a pretty good Schwarzenegger, dude. Maybe you should just be an impressionist.
Yeah. Well, I competed with an impressionist in my first. Wow, I was going. Now, man, I just realized that was from that thing. So I was going head to head with a guy who was a man of like 1,000 voices, but he could only do like 6. But he probably head to head Schwarzeneggered. I would guess.
Is it true, Andy? Is it True Lies, the movie?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a big movie.
Mm-hmm. She's
Jamie
in.
Lee was hot in that movie.
I know Jamie Lee. Have you? She's in the new season of The Bear.
Carrie Mitchell and Tracy are watching that right now. As a matter of
The
fact.
Bear, is that the one, the cooking one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was
She plays
good.
the mom, doesn't she?
Yeah, she plays a batshit crazy mother.
Good. Should be good for
So
that.
yeah,
She was good in that Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I liked her in Trading Places. I remember when that was when a movie would show you tits because they had an actress with nice tits, and it didn't further the movie. It didn't take away from the movie.
Gratuitous is what they call it.
Yeah, I didn't.
And it's also more money
because I enjoyed them. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they should be like if they didn't want to show off their tits, coaxed into it. Some of them, feel bad about it.
I think that's more the porn sets. I don't think that happens on the Hollywood set with Jamie Lee Curtis is the one.
Well, Jamie Lee Curtis, I mean, it's a power play though. If you got tits like that and you show them, you don't have to show them in every movie after that, but you certainly get more meetings.
And you can just tell everyone it was a body double.
True.
Mm-hmm.
You clear the set.
I'm against that kind of standard, but it was
a different time.
I don't think I would have went to see Porky's if there was breast in that. I'm sure there had to be, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there probably was.
PE scene or whatever.
Yeah,
But
Watched that Christmas movie a while back a couple years back with Jamie Lee Curtis and I think Tim
Allen.
Tim Allen.
Well,
And,
that's a boot.
It was really dumb.
Yeah. Well, Tim Allen.
But the point is that she was in a bikini in it and still smoking hot.
It was all right.
Well, I'm sure everybody's seen, and outside of the politics, the guy seems like a weird fuck. But Kennedy, the Kennedy that's
Robert Kennedy Jr.
He's running for attention in the Connor Boy spot, but he's like a 70-year-old dude doing, all jacked and shit. But I don't think Jamie Lee Curtis is doing roids, but it's almost suspect when somebody looks decent in their 70s.
Is she in her 70s now?
I think she must be.
Is, right?
Gotta be.
Yeah.
She just looked regular. I mean,
I remember
like
hearing
a regular woman.
There was a rumor, at least in my town, that she was a hermaphrodite.
Yeah.
A hermaphrodite? Is that what you said?
A homorphodite.
Yeah, my town.
A gay hermaphrodite.
Yeah, and then we went and drank, and then I had to hear how much cum Rod Stewart had in his belly or whatever. But yeah, Jamie Lee Foxx had a penis and a vagina.
Jamie Lee Foxx.
See, the names that he
Lee
changes are the names that he's not trying to change, and the names that he should change, he gets the name right.
It's become accidental now. He started doing so much.
Jamie Lee Curtis is 64 years old, John.
64. Okay. See,
it's still
married
hot.
to Christopher Guest.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Yep.
Wow. Yep. That's the movie I keep telling myself I got to watch again is Spinal Tap.
Oh man, all those movies are great. I just watched a clip that just came floating through Reddit the other day. It was a clip of from an old SNL of Martin Short and Harry Shearer doing the men's synchronized swimming.
Oh yeah,
Olympic hopefuls. It is one of the funniest fucking things. And Christopher Guest is their coach, which I think is he's doing the character that he morphed into the Waiting for Guffman character.
Yeah.
And oh man,
Martin Short is just so great in that. Such a nerdy.
He's like, I don't swim.
They don't even have it as an Olympic sport yet. But that's what makes it so. Yeah, that was Martin Short. That character. That could have been a whole movie. That goofy fuck there.
I think that if you look at it, if you looked at the body, the whole body of work, Martin Short's got to be just about the funniest fucking guy, pound for pound, of our lifetime.
Yeah, I'll play a little bit of it.
Okay,
I just found it. I can watch the whole thing, but I don't think.
Oh my god! He quits his job as an accountant to become a men's synchronized swimmer. It's fucking beautiful.
Whoever did the makeup on Martin Short on that did a great job of making a perfect fucking retarded looking fella.
Man.
Yeah.
When has that guy not been good? He's fucking hilarious in everything he does. I don't know how anyone keeps a straight face whenever he's around.
Yeah.
Wow. Ed Grimley, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I just forgot. I recorded last night 3 Amigos.
Oh yeah, that's
that's and because I saw it, it was like it's going to be on in like a half hour. I go, I'll be doing something and I'll totally forget. So I recorded it and I forgot about it until just right now. It's such a classic.
I watched it not long ago because it popped up and said it was on Max. When it switched to that Max, it said it's on there, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'll watch that.
Oh yeah, they even made Chevy Chase look good.
Yeah. It's not easy.
Even likable. Well, he's been. I mean, that's
Inner Space. That's another one that I watched not long ago.
Oh yeah, that's
Martin Short
with the Quaid, Dennis, the good-looking Quaid.
Yep. Back when he was not weird looking.
He was good looking then. He's Randy might be the better looking Quaid at this point.
Yep, he is for sure.
Yeah, Randy's coming back. He made an appearance. He made an appearance where he was people said he was under, he was normal-ish. So like he did an event, like a Comic-Con thing with Chevy Chase. And his beard's trimmed a little, maybe he's off of the meth a little bit. That's what was going on. Maybe me and him can resume our Twitter friendship.
No, he liked one of your tweets once, and you now have this love affair. Like you guys.
Well, he retweeted me and he followed me, and that's how fucked up life is. For a bit, that was a real happy moment in my life. Like exciting, and I wanted people to know and shit. Now it's like you can't hang on to that feeling now.
Well, now Randy Quaid's following 80,000 mega chuds, so it's not that big of a
cat
deal.
Turd.
Yeah, cat turd.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame. That's what Trump did. He separated good friends like me and Randy Quaid. I feel like if we just were hanging out in a park with no place to go and some beers, we'd have some fun for a while.
Oh yeah.
But, he got too worked up.
It's hard to believe with that picture behind Chaille's head that of those three people at this point in time, 2023, Martin Short would be the best looking one of the three.
Yeah. Less clownish face.
Yeah.
Anyway, he would have the least. If you were to make a clown out of one of their faces today, Martin Short would be the least likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they now look like the way he was made up to look like in that.
Yeah.
Which one of these has the most normal face today? Would be Martin Short.
And Martin's probably had a few fucking face pulls, but his face was always cartoonish. So
yeah, he started out.
That. I mean, that's a bummer to be. I mean, I won't have to worry about it because it's like, but Erickson might when you're good looking ish. You try to hold that standard, and then it's like each day's diminishing returns. And
I can see how I'm attempting to hold the line.
Yeah.
I think the last thing I saw Martin Short on was Arrested Development.
Oh, he was so good on that. Getting carried around the whole time. That's what I mean. I watched that and I laughed so hard. I'm like, I don't understand how they got through that scene.
Oh man!
Without just cracking up. I guess that's what acting is.
Yeah. Well, that was a tape segment though, so he may have fucking.
Well, I'm sure they maybe did a couple of takes of it. It's not live.
It wasn't live like Ed Sullivan.
It's the Carol Burnett show. They cracking up on purpose.
You think they did? They did, didn't they? They juiced
Carol Burnett.
Yeah,
they were drunk too.
That was the standard of the day, though. Is the
But I watched a behind the scenes, I think, one time, or even it was just a little like clip after or something. But I did remember seeing, and you can catch it because I've watched Arrested Development so many times repeatedly. And at the end of one of the episodes he's in, when they're picking him up out of the tent, you can hear Martin Short go, "Oh, you're right inside me now." And it talks about how he was just cracking everybody the fuck up, and they could not hold a straight face while they were. Yeah,
he was doing some live shows last summer.
He's still doing it with Steve Martin.
With Steve Martin. That would be I'd go see that show.
Yeah,
for sure. I saw Steve Martin play with the what's that bluegrass band he played?
Stone Country Ramblers or something like that.
Canyon Dwellers or something like that. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I like just seeing him, but I remember hearing people complaining about that he's not talking. It was like when I think he first joined that band, or he wasn't that old.
Yeah.
So I kind of got that he wasn't going to do a comedy skit there, but it seemed like the folks that a lot of them wanted the arrow in the hat bullshit.
Yeah, well, they should have looked at their tickets because it didn't say.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
like if you go see Doug Stanhope and it says an evening of bagpipes.
I would pay to see Doug Stanhope play the bagpipes.
Yeah.
I went and saw I think what was the band that Tom Petty was in where at the end where he played
Mudvayne?
Mudvayne was a metal band from Peoria. Mudcrutch. And it was like 2 songs in and we're like, all right, This was that summer camp music festival. They played it one year, and we're like, okay, we get it. They didn't play any Tom Petty songs. Tom Petty's not singing. He's just over there playing the bass. Could have been anybody playing the bass. All right.
Yeah.
That was his first band before he went to Hollywood or whatever.
Yeah, he made the right choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I got that out, that CD that was, it was not Tom Petty. Yeah, it's like all the guys who didn't make it. Like all the guys Tom Petty left, right? I mean, none of those guys were part of the Heartbreakers.
No, it was a band that he was in before he got into the music business. This was the band he was jamming with.
Yeah, that would suck to go see Tom. I mean, of all people to go see Tom Petty and then he's just playing bass. Yeah, thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
That's what killed him.
Well, Neil Young just made an announcement that he's going to tour again, a limited tour in North America. And he basically told everyone, if you're coming to see me do the old hits, stay home. I'm not playing them. I mean, just right up front about it.
What's he going to play?
It says right on his ticket, stuff? Like it says on like Tom Petty's ticket, hey, I'm doing some old friends a favor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Neil Young should have toured with David Crosby at the end. Right. Those guys still hated each other.
They didn't like each other.
Yeah. I like bands that, the two, like Pink Floyd. You put those two guys in a room together and they're going to fucking throw punches. That's how a band should,
Yeah. Like Aerosmith back in the day.
Or the Kinks.
Aerosmith.
Or the Oasis.
Aerosmith would come out an hour late, and Steven Tyler and Joe Perry would get in a fight during the second song, and then the concert's over.
Yeah.
The band Red Cross, those guys I heard would throw fucking punches on stage at each other.
I heard some gossip at a party about Steve Perry of Journey, and now I think, man, everybody in that group deserves to get punched in the face.
What did you hear about Steve Perry?
The
lead singer from Journey.
Yeah, he's the one that the rumor should have been that he swallowed.
Right. Yeah. It's just somebody was telling jokes of a racist nature around that guy, Steve Perry, and he enjoyed it and added several of his own. It's like, it could be Steve Perry of a different group. The Cherry Poppin' Daddies had a Steve Perry in their group, so maybe it was.
You think it was the Cherry Poppin' Daddies?
No, it wasn't.
Who would care?
But Neil Schon always seemed like kind of a chode. Steve Perry always seemed like Neil
Schon played at Woodstock, man.
Yeah,
he was in Santana when he was like 15.
Fucking insane. And I heard I heard a podcast about a guy who he does deep dives on bands and stuff like that. Steve Perry was the one who broke up Journey. He was the one I thought he left because he had a problem with what was going on in the band. He left because he wanted to kick everyone out of the band. He wanted Journey to be just his. And I never knew that. I thought it was a weird thing where the band just didn't get along. He was the one causing problems.
I saw him on the Raised on Radio tour with Randy Jackson on bass because
oh wow,
because Tom Petty wasn't available. But I would have been cool if Steve Perry and then just Randy Jackson did their own thing. I felt like the other, but the weirdo of the group, and he's still with the group, is Jonathan Cain.
Keyboard player.
His wife is batshit crazy, religious. She was one of Trump's weirdos she's the one who was doing that stomping and the name of the Lord and stupid shit.
Speaking in tongues and shit.
Yeah, and she ripped off, and she's this is what there's a little trouble with the band right now, and Neil Schon saying that bitch used their Journey money for their vacations and such. But I think they're still intact, but there's a little schism brewing with the current lineup of Journey.
They got that Filipino kid singing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's still with the band. But yeah, I mean, those guys, that
Well,
must be a band that they just hit their own fucking trailers, and they don't, there's
you'd have to
probably not a
replace
lot of.
you'd have to get a new Steve Perry about every 5 years
Yeah.
because you can't sing like that
Mhm.
forever. You know, you get
There's-
old, you can't sing like that anymore. So you got to get a new Steve Perry.
There was a guy who came through just singing like that was a ticket for there was a band, I think it was affiliated with the military, like Air Force, Navy, some shit, and they came and it was a rock group, and the guy who sang, he covered Steve Perry, and I bet he fucked a couple of coke. I mean, he was like, he could have done that back in those days. That was a ticket.
Oh yeah, man.
They didn't have karaoke, so you had to just do it a cappella and hope for the best.
Is Neil Schon here? Is he looking a little young Bruce Springsteen?
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
with an afro.
Yep.
Yeah, he could play him
in
the movie.
Going on. Who are the other two people?
That's the kid.
That's Jonathan Cain, and then the kid, the singer.
Oh, it is. That's the singer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's been covering it for years. He's probably been in Journey longer than Steve Perry at this point.
Yeah. Well, Steve Perry didn't even start out in Journey. Journey did a couple albums before Steve Perry even joined that were really good.
Well, he probably wasn't playing with a black band.
What?
Well, I'm just
because it's racist.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that
maybe that's where he heard those jokes, Andy.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's why he thought he could say them because
somebody could say that Andy Andrist is a hair lip, is amused by hair lip jokes and treats the hair lip community with disdain, and they would not be wrong. But I'd like to think, and maybe this was Steve's thing is, now if I'm sitting at a bar and somebody does a hair lip joke, I would like, excuse me, let's make sure there's no hair lips around here.
Or recording device.
You don't stop the joke. You're just sensitive to maybe a hair-lipped person being within earshot.
Yeah. Hey,
you still want to hear the joke.
Stacey Keach, you might want to plug your ears for a minute.
Why don't you run to the shitter, Stacey?
And I think they're stupid. I mean, I don't think people with hair lips. Well, I haven't been around any hair lip person for a while, but I don't think they really talk like this guy did when he was doing the joke.
Okay.
So I think I was caught off guard, but not, I mean, I know it could look like I hate people like that. I just found that amusing that night.
Well, luckily nobody watches this, so we're fine.
Yeah, international. Well, we got some hair lips international, our international podcast. They're on.
I love that you were eavesdropping at a party for a nugget on Steve Perry and his racial overtones.
Yeah, and I shouldn't even. I don't. I take it back. I'll bet Steve Perry walked away when he heard it.
Yeah, it didn't go down like that. Steve Perry.
I'm friends with at Randy Jackson. One of my good friends is Randy Jackson, dude.
Right.
What he said.
That's my boy. Oh, you're what?
That's my fat and bomb. Whoa. No, he ain't. He's America's fat and bomb now.
Little
and he's long past. He's not even in that show no more.
It's a no for me, dog.
Yeah. He was fucking groundbreaker and bringing that back that, bringing back that whatever it was. Was he on Idol?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, with Paula and Simon.
Yeah, when that was a thing.
And Seacrest, who now is going to be the new host of Wheel of Fortune.
If I were Vanna, I'd quit. Like, you've been waiting for that job for how long? Promise that if Pat
you think automatically you're the busboy when there's a waiter opening and you're like pissed that you don't get it because you're a shitty fucking busboy and then you think you should just get the job.
I hope she writes a book on Pat about Pat being a douche, but she should have got fuck yeah. That show is.
He turns the letters, dude.
That show is for old people
who
turns
the letters, Chaille, but she's the fucking beating heart of that show.
Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna get mad. They're gonna leave. Seacrest is gonna replace her with a woke choice, like a guy in pink shorts,
a trans woman, an indigenous trans woman in a wheelchair
that identifies as as
a vowel.
Yeah.
as a foul.
Yeah, I mean, the worst thing they could do on Wheel of Fortune is try to get rid of Vanna to replace her, because it's an audience that's going to die in a few years anyway. Is there new, are there new people?
Carrie Mitchell and I watch Wheel of Fortune quite a bit, actually, because we don't have
live in
cable, so
Texas.
we only have a few stations that come in over the air, and Wheel of Fortune comes on, and it's we do enjoy our Wheel of Fortune sometimes.
You live in a toxic
He's actually
state.
pretty fucking good at it.
Hey, look, Pat Sajak, he's had a good run. There was some other guys before him, but these shows will continue. Look at Drew Carey took over for Bob Barker, who you thought would never he's an institution with that show, and he gave the blessing for Drew to move on.
Bob partied,
Still partying.
He liked to party. Is he still alive?
He's still alive. What about Ray Combs? Remember Ray Combs?
Yeah, I'll bet all those guys think
the guy who killed himself.
Their phone would ring.
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he was a fucking maniac.
What did he kill himself for? Bummed out about fucking.
Yeah, fucking. I don't know.
It seems like if you're answering,
he was doing the Feud.
Oh, was he the Feud? I thought
he was Family Feud.
Oh, he was the Feud.
It's hard to get to wear a suit and interview people, and give away prizes. It seems like your life would always be a happy time.
It's still a job, though, Andy.
Game show hosts are kind of douchebags. Chuck Woolery, douchebag. Pat Sajak's a bit of a douche.
Yeah, but Chuck Woolery he was a douchebag because of the internet. You never knew that when you were watching the show. He would never would. I mean, if he was espousing those things when he was
it was all about
doing the show.
You want to go on a date? We'll send 2 and 2. We'll be back, and then and then cut to commercial, and then he's like a racist asshole. Fuck you, Chuck, man. But all you need is this fucking good hair and a suit and charm enough, like surface charm, like Ted Bundy kind of charm or whatever. You just get him into the car kind of charm. Oh,
actually give him a ride to the library, drop him off.
Oh man, yeah. I wonder if Ted Bundy ever, did deliver somebody where they wanted to go.
Yeah, just had a nice time with someone. Just had a nice time. Just thought, you know what?
Well, he had a girlfriend.
Like, think about how many times, like, if you're Ted Bundy and you get like this gratification out of it, right? This like, it's this high, this sexual high. I mean, we all have our own. Like, how many times have you started jacking off and then you're like, yeah, you know what? No, I'm not into it. It's gonna call this one. Be like Ted Bundy probably a couple times picked up a couple girls and was like, yeah, you know what?
Not really into it.
I'm not feeling it. Just, what?
Doesn't even have that bright a light.
I'm
not hungry.
Yeah.
He would like that Alabama Rush show if Ted Bundy were still alive. Have you seen that?
I don't know about that.
Are you talking about the Alabama
Rush?
Bama Rush.
Yeah.
Oh, I tried watching that. So fucking horrible.
Yeah,
it's a reality show about
reality show about girls that are trying to get into Alabama.
Oh, I can only imagine how terrible.
And they're all crying. They're talking about like this is it. This is the way they're
so important
for the rest of their lives.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm on season 4 of it. What a piece of shit. No, it is. I mean, but you could see where if Ted Bundy were around, that would be a show he would like, he would hate watch it.
And make a plan.
Yeah, he would make a plan, but it's a fucking dumb show. But tears, big hair.
And everything they have to do when they're rushing the sorority is,
it really makes me happy.
It's everything that's wrong with American education, like higher learning. It's this is what you're doing. This is what the big push is.
Watching a little of it made me appreciate that my daughter never joined any of that shit at all or care. It was never. I guess she didn't. Maybe she watched Animal House from a woman's perspective or whatever. But she didn't jump into that Greek life, which seems like just kind of a.
Well, this isn't just jumping into Greek life. I'm not saying there's something wrong with fraternities and sororities. I'm saying at this level, this like this is the be all and the end all, is to get into a sorority or to the right sorority at Alabama that's what's wrong.
And then they all, I mean, mostly probably there's like one or two that the hot babes with money all get into it, but all the other ones want into that one. They just, it's just like it's watching society and their natural whatever fall into place, and how they, like the hot fucking cool ones, it's not that they just fall into it, but it's like, somebody needs to just like tough love them, say, look, your ass is a little big and you're from a middle income home. This is where you go.
You're more of a tri-delt.
Right. Yeah, you're trying to be this, but that's
it is funny when the gals who are in the sorority girls from each house, they sit down and there's like two or three of them and they're talking. And it is funny when they're trying to be humble, because they're not humble at all. And they're just trying to make it look like they're, we love them. And we are the best house, but we don't go around saying it. It's like, what the fuck? This is a show? And Andy, you're deep into it. So I guess some people are watching it.
Yeah. I watched the beginning of it where it was like all these people who were like binge watch it, and it's the best thing. My life isn't the same since I started watching this show. And then I watched it for about 10 or 15 minutes, and I didn't jack off. It wasn't that. And I know I watched it for that.
There was another motive,
but it was like, I don't know. It's just, I guess it's like probably, I did the same thing with the, what's that show with the, not cross-dressing, but the fucking lady
RuPaul.
Yeah, I've tried watching that one too. It's
RuPaul's
like,
Drag Race or whatever.
I think maybe if I could watch Bama Rush and RuPaul's Drag Race, but I just would like to a lot, edited way down to like maybe 40 minutes for the whole season. Just ass, tits, crying, hair, tits, ass, crying, football game, bitches,
share
crying,
song,
hair, yeah, and same with the fellas. It's like you kind of, it's like I just don't have time to get to know 30 chicks named Megan or Brittany while they compete for various homes or whatever. Show me the condensed version how one of them, gets kicked out of the house and starts smoking crack and gang bang some of the team or whatever. That's but RuPaul, man, I'd like to see all them. It's like it's just too much, slow fucking moving drama.
Yeah, I don't have time for any of that shit.
Yeah, every lick of the lips, every time there's a reference to a penis and they got to show a guy going.
Or those, it's clearly B-roll because they're trying to inject some tension into something, and they get them, because a lot of times they have these guys standing around for a long time to make them wait because they're sweating them out some fucking good, like uncomfortable shots. I mean, that's.
Yeah, and there's just that.
Yeah, it's I can't watch any of those shows.
There's no drama to be had in that short of it. Like fucking, in 30
I didn't start dressing like a
execute
woman
one
to
of
get
these
famous.
people. Show the cameras on everybody. That's interesting to me. Like 30 seconds, somebody's gonna die. Let's pan all their faces. Let's get their thing, and but this one person will be eliminated. And I was like, how do you even? Like I got a cut from the traveling team, and it's like I didn't make the basketball squad I wanted to or whatever. Like it's like, but the not being to the next level on the RuPaul drag, it's not. I mean, it's a bummer, but it's just how they can cry or it's the end of the world type of shit. Like fuck that. What's the big drama? You don't get to wear the fucking cool wig and have the official makeup next week, but you can.
That's why you should watch
dolled up.
The Great British Baking Show. That's
it's the best.
Into that because people are just so happy to participate, and when they get ousted, they're still just so happy they were there and they made so many good
genuinely
friends. They had such a good time, and oh man, I just wish I would have done better, but I did the best I could. That's
what I need is
it's like when you go on like a couple day bender and you've done a bunch of blow and you need a day off and just lay around and watch TV, and then you feel like you're not a person, and then you just watch this show and you're like, oh, okay.
It's a reset.
Yeah, right. Good. Exactly. Makes me feel good about people again.
You know, it's been a while since I think I need a good shot of that show. It's been a while since I've watched it, and I like it because I like Noel, and the other dude from Little Britain is really funny.
He's done.
Oh, they bounced.
Yeah,
Matt Lucas.
Yeah, he quit.
Pat Sajak has taken his gig.
Pat Sajak's taking his spot. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Noel Fielding's still doing it though, right?
Noel Fielding is still doing it.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, they have cake.
And they have cake a lot. Well, they have cake 1 week, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, like that's part of it is the I mean, I like positive shit. I don't like positive energy on shit, but I like to be probably tricked into it because if it says like this is a show about happy people,
Feel good,
positive energy,
yeah,
I won't watch it.
Well, it's like the Ted Lasso thing, right? Like, I don't know if you guys have watched Ted Lasso, but I think it's really pretty fucking good. Sudeikis has mastered the art of being funny and kind at the same time, which isn't normally a thing. And I think it's interesting to me because it's such a difference. You know,
it's
not a lot of people doing that.
When did they start making sitcoms? And the sitcoms generally eventually all kind of followed a pattern. Somebody with it's all kind of dysfunction disguised as snappy one-liners and shit. Yeah. So it was Lasso's made a real attempt at being not doing those kind of put downs and shit. But that show, I mean, like I said this, that I watched it on my iPad in chemotherapy. So I watched it. That I think the first season I watched at home, maybe in the second season. Is there like 3? But I got sick while watching it, and sort of like I have that. I'll watch the third season, but it sort of makes me feel physically sick, and it's not the positivity. It's just that I experienced it.
Right. It reminds you of
time,
when you were being injected with poison, literally.
But it's. I like that one dude, the negative dude, or he's a comic. Have you on the Ted Lasso show? The dude who always comes off as like fucking crabby. Right.
Roy Kent.
Yeah, Roy Kent is a comedian.
Yeah.
I just learned that.
Yeah, he's good. It's a good lesson
with the characters.
Ted, I'm gonna be honest. I fucking Ted Lasso everybody at fucking work. I do. I'm the happiest fucking guy at work. I am always smile. I'm always happy to see people. Everyone else, like, I don't know what, maybe it's because I never had like a real job like this till I was in my 50s. I just can't believe it. To me, it seems like it's fun. Everyone else is like, fuck, I work at a factory. And I'm like, isn't this fucking great? There's forklifts. And, people are surprised by that. So it fucking works. Even if you're faking it, so sometimes you fake yourself out too. You'll fake being happy for long enough that you'll actually end up being happy at the end.
Or you're up in a bell tower.
Well, it can go another way.
Yeah. I'm afraid if I faked too much positive energy, I would fucking go nuts.
For me, it's just like it's around other people. Like when everybody I talk to, I'm fucking happy to see them. And it makes my day a lot better. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I don't mind being there because I'm having positive interactions most of the day.
I do that if I have to be out. I mean, there's no why be another way? I mean,
right. Try it out, guys. Bring cookies in for the people you work with.
I don't work with anyone.
I just try not to go out, so
try not to make too many cookies around here.
I've been going out a little bit.
I made 3 batches of peanut butter kisses 2 weeks ago.
Go take to work?
Yep.
Holy shit, you are fucking.
Yeah, well, it was my last day before I switched to this new job, so I had to bring it in for all the people I was working with.
Had to throw your own party for promotion?
Yep. I said, see ya, bitches. Have some cookies.
Do you actually leave that area and go to another area, or you're in the
Totally.
same area?
Totally different
No?
area. Yeah, no, I'm in a totally different
Different
area.
building?
No, same gigantic building, but a completely different area.
That's the Gigafactory, right?
The Gigafactory, baby. Yeah.
Well, I was hoping, I mean, I know he's not your direct boss or anything, but I was sure looking forward to Zucker and Elon fighting.
What a shame.
Keep your mother out of
How
shit.
the fuck are you gonna be?
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
So Mark Zuckerberg challenged Elon Musk to a fucking cage match fight, a real MMA fight. Zuckerberg trains in jujitsu. So he wanted to, and then Elon Musk was like, yeah, we're going to fight. We're going to do it for charity. It was going to be this big thing. And then Maya Musk, Elon's mom, said she won't allow it to happen. And Elon pulled out because his mom doesn't want him to do it.
Yeah, it's fucking weak. I mean,
he absolutely should not. A guy with zero training, a doughy old man, the billionaire, against a guy who trains jujitsu.
Yeah, but it's Mark Zuckerberg. He's a fucking
illegal.
He's a cunt too.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. He's gonna have skills.
You give my boy Elon a couple weeks with Rogan, they'll get him going. Look at that, 5'7", 6'1".
Oh yeah, what's the weight?
Oh man.
I feel like Musk would have the advantage if Zuckerberg would throw some kicks and shit, and then Elon could just kind of fat barrel chest rush him, and then that'd be about it.
But Hoyt Gracie was always smaller than the guys he fought, and
he's like 30 pounds heavier.
I guess the only advantage I would see right now is how long has Zuckerberg been training jujitsu?
Yeah, I went to a CrossFit class too for a while, but that doesn't mean I can box.
Yeah.
If he's been doing it for years and Zuckerberg and Musk only has a couple of weeks to train up, that guy's gonna be fucked.
But Musk,
I was disappointed when it got canceled, though. I will tell you. That, and it was funny because any of the op-eds I read, there was really nobody against it. The people who hate these guys are like, yeah, you know what? Actually, it does seem like kind of like a good idea, like let's let these guys fucking go.
Yeah, let's see who's really got a better social media platform.
Yeah, absolutely.
The only way that we can, I wouldn't mind it if Kennedy. Well, I mean, it'd be a slaughter, but Kennedy and Biden fought, instead of debate. But Biden would, Biden's not going to do that. He's fucking, he's not all roided up.
All right, I just looked it up. I looked it up. Mark Zuckerberg has been training jujitsu for about a year.
Yeah.
So the Elon Musk barrel chest running him into a corner couldn't work.
It's like a big fat person in a loan. You're like, oh, that guy's gonna check out, but it's like, no, that's fucking.
The reason it would have been great if they would have done it is that they both would have looked like like the unathletic fucking weirdos that they are. It's like anytime it's like somebody who thinks they're gonna I've told a couple of jokes, I'm gonna do an open mic, only you're gonna do your first open mic on pay-per-view at $100 a fucking you think you're gonna look like fucking Hoyt Gracie, but you're not. You're gonna look like your Aunt Gracie.
Yeah, most fights don't look good on, and that would be you can kind of see that's
all over
the potential of a Waffle
YouTube.
House brawl. Something that's just like weird spectacle. I think it would have been great, and I think everybody would have benefited from seeing it, but it's a shame,
How would you benefit from seeing it?
Because they're both rich dudes, and to see maybe one of them gets this punch, they're gonna both look like assholes, or no
one's gonna get hurt in a fight.
When Screech fought Horseshack, that's kind of what I envisioned. Nobody's gonna walk away from there looking like the better man.
To
that. It made me want to fucking root for Horseshack, and he was being emotional and shit. But that's what it would have been. Hopefully they can, maybe Elon can fucking train a bit and then come, they can do it in a year.
Yeah, I'm down.
If that, I mean, you know,
you could come run laps at the Gigafactory. It's fucking big. You run a couple laps around there, you'll be in shape in no time.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I
don't know.
honestly,
Once again, I don't think the shareholders really like any of this news for Elon. Once again, the Twitter thing and then picking fights. They're just like, yeah, dude, just fucking cars and money. Like,
I gotta think neither one of these guys became billionaires by being morons, and none of them wants to look stupid. I would think that even if this fight happened, they would make a secret agreement to just walk out there when the fight happened and shake hands and fucking go like, we fucking both fucking agree to fucking not fight. Here we go.
I don't have a lot of money
for your charity.
I'll kickbox with Bill Gates. You know, I don't know if he kickboxes. I did a little back in community college. It seemed like that would be a pretty good matchup physically for me.
Yeah.
I'd have to see his size numbers. He might be wiry.
Yeah, he's a tall guy, I think.
Is he? If he's over 6'2",
he's bent over at this point, though. You know, he's pretty old.
He's also 67 years old.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can fight. Like
5'10".
I wouldn't fuck 10 years older, but I would fight 10 years older. You know, you get some fucking nearly 70 years.
10 years older? Come on, man.
Well, Jamie Lee.
Remember those Martha Stewart pictures we looked at a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. Hillary Clinton. There's some babes out there.
Fuck yeah.
No,
man.
but it
Jamie
depends
Lee Curtis, come on, man.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, but I'd rather fight somebody 10 years older than have sex with somebody 10 years.
Robert Kennedy Jr.'s 10 years older than you. I think you could beat his ass. I don't think he's.
I think you could fuck him.
Well, that kind of guy. I mean, if I were just like that guy and me were at a bar or whatever, or say we're hanging out at a cabana or whatever, I would punch him in the face and then run. And then when he tired, I would repeat punching him in the face.
You just double back when you see him.
Because the guy like that,
and you go back and hit him again.
And a guy like that wants to show his fucking dick and fight in close quarters or whatever. I like slap him and humiliate him and then let him tire himself out and then return to, you know, it's like, you having a heart attack, or then kick his shit out of him.
Yeah, wait till he's doing a bunch of fucking push-ups and kick him in the face.
Drop a barbell on his head right there, man. Done.
That you don't get into your.
Just put 2 fingers on the center of his back as he's doing his push-up, and
you don't get into your Levi's pants
strong,
from
are
when
you,
you're
Bob?
18 by Circuit. You know, he's all about that fucking weight training bullshit.
Well, he lifted 100 pounds like 4 times, and then he did 5 push-ups.
Yeah, that's not a workout. I mean, it's just.
He looks in pretty good shape.
Yeah, in good shape to me.
Yeah,
like
he probably has enough money to pay for whatever the fuck.
HGH and for fucking.
That's pretty normal. I mean, I got that same kind of torso, and I'm much younger, but it's just, I mean, you know, it's like he might as well have a guitar and do a bunch of songs about when he drank. You know, nobody wants to see you shirtless
and the cat he saved,
your tiny pants. You know, nobody wants to hear about your sad breakup with. Anyway, I don't want to get political here, but you know, you can tell that guy would wear out, though. Right.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And that's, I mean, that's how, you know, that's, you know, my survival skill is sucker punch and get some, you know, now I don't
warfare.
Now I might have to put a little more behind the punch because my ability to escape people isn't what it was. I find.
Well, you're good in a crowd. Like if there's a crowd of people there, you can like move through a group of people faster than anyone.
And I can double back and
stay.
Yeah, I can double back and take suspicion off of me. Like, hey, it was that other guy or whatever. Who said that? I don't know, man. He's gone too. But that's what you have to, you know, like before, if I'd cause trouble, I just put a couple of city blocks between me and the trouble. You know, I can't get into shit anymore. I can't get away. I've got to move to one of them open carry states now. I think you're following me.
You see, there was a story today about a fucking guy who was in Florida who was the pool cleaner, and the fucking homeowner shot him took 30 shots at him with an AR-15, hit him in the fucking leg once.
Was he
Thought
fucking
he was
his?
an intruder.
With an AR-15?
Yes.
Looks like he
Yeah.
was doing the work at night, though.
I was well, I mean, still,
You should know when your pool's getting cleaned.
That's crazy.
I don't know what you're doing at night.
Florida's gonna be. Go ahead, Chad.
I saw one in Texas. A lady took an Uber.
Oh yeah, this just happened.
And thought she was being kidnapped and taken to Mexico because she saw a sign that said Mexico, and fucking shot her Uber driver and fucking killed him.
Yeah, shot him 10 times in the back of the head.
You know what?
The lady from Kentucky.
There'd be no head left after 8 shots.
Well, I don't think she hit him 10 times, but she took.
All right.
I mean, maybe she took a bunch of shots.
You know what?
She saw a sign that was for Juarez, and she
border town.
She thought she was being kidnapped, even though she was still on the route that she gave to the Uber driver to take her where she was going.
To the casino.
To the casino.
You know what TV show they couldn't do nowadays? Candid Camera. Like how we thought of a funny prank. Bam! Shot in the face. Oh, all right. We're gonna need another Alan Funt.
Bring in the new Funt.
Yeah. I mean,
look at that picture though. This guy said he thought that it was an intruder. Is it an intruder who's cleaning your fucking pool?
Hey, this guy was stealing all my pool cleaning equipment
and testing it out before he stole it.
Well, he didn't know it was a pool cleaner because he wasn't fucking his wife at the time. This is very suspicious.
Yeah.
The pool cleaners never once put us.
That's why the pool cleaner was coming at night.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. It's in the Florida law, I think it goes into effect in July 1st, which I thought it was already in effect. But I think that's going to be there's just going to be endless stories out of Florida where somebody gets the wrong sandwich and somebody gets lit up.
Yeah, they did not charge this guy with anything because of the stand your ground law.
Yeah.
But I mean, what do you have to prove then?
That you were scared?
I mean, that's really it. If you just say, I really was scared for my life because this guy was getting all of the leaves out of my pool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was skimming the surface, but I knew it was leading up to something.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah, the more scared you are, the more rights you have. If you're fucking afraid of everything, you can just walk around shooting shit. Fucker made me nervous.
Cops have been doing it forever, man.
Right. Well, they make me nervous.
Of cats.
The other day, I had to go take my son to an appointment in Tucson because Jenny was babysitting, and as soon as I got to Tucson, my phone tells me that there's somebody at my front gate, and I look at it, and somebody walked right past 3 no trespassing signs through my front gate right up to my front door. Jenny had to tell him to fuck off. And she's like, nobody ever comes to the fucking front door when you're here. I was like, yeah, I would tell him to better research what the fucking gun laws are in Arizona, because 3 no trespassing signs, I can fucking shoot your ass.
Yeah.
Jenny's like, no one ever comes to the front door when you're here. And Chad's like, well, not that you ever knew about.
I bet Chad's fuck off sounds better through the ring.
Yeah.
I do it in person. No, I don't. I never have to. Nobody ever comes to the fucking door when I'm here.
I should send some witnesses over. Put you on a list just for amusement.
Right?
No. I wouldn't want Chad to get in trouble for shooting pilgrims. But it would be within your rights.
I've told them to fuck off multiple times.
Mm-hmm. That just makes them hot. They want you. They want you even more now.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Hard to get. All right. So what are you guys watching right now? We've talked a little bit about.
I'll start because I have to say thank you. I'll say thank you to whoever brought up Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah. Good.
Fucking right? So good.
Mm-hmm.
And binge watching that. And then I also found another one with what's her name? Arquette. High Desert.
High Desert.
Called High Desert. I believe it's on Apple TV. It is, and it's good. It's I don't even know how to explain it, but it's what's her name? Arquette from that Danamore thing about the prison escape.
Oh yeah.
What's her name?
Patricia
Arquette. She's so fucking good at she reminds me of Lynn Shawcroft so much.
Oh man.
Mannerisms. Yeah,
She's also in that show Severance on Apple that we were watching.
I think I might give that a shot. I saw that.
Woo! And of course, the classic Patricia Arquette role is True Romance.
Yeah.
One of the fucking greatest movies of all time. So can't argue with her.
Yeah, so I'm teed up for a bunch of stuff, but Righteous Gemstones is fucking fantastic.
Isn't Walton Goggins great in it?
He's good. I've only got he hasn't showed up in the second season yet.
Oh yeah, you're just starting out. Yeah.
It's great. I've needed something to look forward to get since
that's one of the way that show starts. You know how you got the option of skipping the opening. You know, but I always like it. It's a pretty, it just throws you right into the mindset of that show with the gospel music or whatever. But yeah, that show is hilarious. Uncle Baby Billy is one of the
my God
fucking characters in TV.
Uncle Baby Billy,
such a fucking scoundrel.
It's so funny. And he and Danny McBride were also in Vice Principals together, which I never really got in. But that's where I remember seeing him. I mean, he's in a ton of stuff. But
Vice Principals was I liked it, but it was kind of hard to. It felt almost too cruel of a show, And I like dark humor and everything, but like when they burnt down the principal's home and all that, it was just like Jesus. These characters are fucking. But that collaboration is hilarious. Walt Goggins is his name.
Well, yeah, Walton Goggins.
Walton Goggins.
Yeah, we used to see him in West Hollywood. I'm sure I told you that story, that we would see him when we would be on, Mitchell and I would be on our little hikes, and we would see him in our little area right next to Runyon Canyon, kind of this, it actually is this one canyon over from Runyon Canyon, which is this very public park. And it was an area that was purchased by Alex Trebek and donated to the city as like a nature preserve. And there's trails there too, but nobody really knows about it. And we would go up there all the time. And then we saw Walt Goggins walking like multiple times. We're like, oh, he must fucking live up here somewhere. There's no way that he's up on top of this hill, randomly this many times in a row. So so basically I'm as good of friends with Walt Goggins as you are with Randy Quaid.
Or Jack Elam. Sounds like
Jack Elam.
I mean, Jack Elam was we were both upset about the same thing. That was a bonding experience.
You are very good about that, Andy, about assessing a situation and finding an in that doesn't seem like you're trying to take over. But you are. You've got some kind of ulterior motive, but you make it look like you're trying to help, like wheel Batman onto the the plane.
When people go, "Oh, that guy seemed nice," and the key word is "seemed."
The only guy who sussed it out from the fucking very beginning was Gary Busey. He fucking knew it when he saw one. He fucking, none of the fucking shenanigans or charades that Andy pulls worked in any way.
Not on my watch, buddy.
Bullshit from the fucking start.
Yeah, and it's a shame when you find out your teachers are, like, well, because I thought of that as a life lesson, and then I, seen Gary over the years. Saw him interrupt somebody's interview, which is line cutting. his boy in that bug killing movie, he cuts in line. So he didn't.
That's acting, Andy.
Yeah, that's acting. But what he was doing on that park bench, it's like, dude, you're the guy who taught me not to crowd in line, and you're, I don't know what sent you down this spiral, but jacking off at a Comic-Con, whether you leave the building or not, it still seems like an overreaction.
Back of the line.
Yeah, I should research and see how that. I'm sure he just paid a fine.
I think we talked about it. I don't remember if we ever got. I think he was going to court. I think that was the last thing.
I'm sure. those things happen, and
Poor guy. Just
Yeah.
needed to let the poison out.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, and there should almost be for people is like they have like those places where you can just sit, and chill out. It's like the dude has to jack off or
Park
whatever.
benches.
Yeah,
I mean, you did describe a park bench, but you said chill out.
well,
There's a big difference between chilling out and jerking.
okay,
the meat.
well, maybe what Gary Busey needed is when somebody gets hurt in the NFL now, and he's going into
Oh, the tent.
protocol.
Yeah.
He's just under a tent, or he's like,
So they needed a
that's
park bench with a jack-off tent.
It was a crime only because he was, the visual.
I might be against those.
What, tent jack?
Jack Shacks in the park.
Well, they
Well, you don't want to get behind a jack-off tent?
I don't think those are a good thing for society. Maybe. I'm not an expert, and I don't really even participate. But
you know when I think it all started going downhill.
Yeah.
Maybe we should rethink these jack-off tents.
I mean, there used to be a whole business model. It's kind of like radio now. We're jacking off and
I mean, back in the day, these Jack Shacks used to have an attendant that would come out.
Yeah.
For you.
Like the gas station guys up in Portland.
Just
someone to help you.
How come those they don't generally? I mean, they'll give you quarters or whatever, but it should be like when you go to a fancy bathroom, like you come out of jerking off and they have a hand towel and a mint. You like a squirt of cologne.
Take the mint from the jack off attendant? Seriously. He just like drop him off a couple Tic Tacs in your hand.
He had a crisp shirt and a tie on.
Altoid.
Yeah, they give you a blue chew on the way in and an Altoid on the way out.
Nothing unless it's wrapped, buddy.
What's gonna stick to your food more? Shit from a toilet, or semen from a jerk shop. I would say that that guy's in there handing out mints where people are creating fecal error.
I'm with you. It's pretty gross.
They're equal, Andy.
I know, yeah.
They're both right
Well,
there.
you're hoping the mints
I don't
wrap.
take the mints in the bathroom. I don't even use the perfume or the cologne that's free.
And really, if you're, you don't know this already, if you're a man and you step out of a Jack Shack and a man's there to offering you mints and stuff, it's not about.
Don't get in his car.
Yeah, you're gonna be in his car. You're gonna be, you're gonna be like, oh,
already in his car,
trying to talk through a ball gag. Please, that you have a kid.
Chinese hand finger traps.
I just wanted a mint,
John.
Yeah, Gary. What are you doing to me?
Oh,
it's a dying business, man.
Chad, what are you into right now? Like microgreens and chickens.
Not much at all. But I did watch real quick the other day. Evil Dead Rise.
Oh yeah. I recorded that. I'm gonna watch that next time I got a chance to sit in front of a movie.
And I was pretty impressed. Just the picture on the advertisement screen looked pretty fucking good, and then just the intro, scary as fuck, and then the I don't know, the whole thing was pretty bloody.
All right.
I don't know. I liked it.
Campy, kind of like
yeah, but not as much as the other Evil Deads. Like there's a couple of like little some parts that made you laugh unexpectedly. A couple of those parts, like oh fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Bruce Campbell's not in it, right?
There is kind of a hidden cameo.
He's not
part.
Like the main.
I had to look it up. No, he's not in it at all. But his voice is in it.
Okay. He's such a fucking legend.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about him not being in it.
Yeah, I
people like it though.
Well,
yeah, it was.
That's
what happened
was
the
franchise get stronger, and then he'll jump back in maybe.
No, he's done.
He's old.
Yeah. But I missed the first 10 minutes of it last night when I saw that it was on, and I'm like, should I chance it? Does it? And I'm like, fuck this. I'm just gonna watch it from the beginning. So I found
the very beginning. Do yourself a favor and watch the very beginning because it's good.
Noted.
All right.
Yeah, it's
I haven't. I
It was
got
fun.
nothing. I was going to say the Righteous Gemstones because I've been watching the first 3 episodes of this season. But other than that, all the shows I watched just kind of folded up and are gone.
Well, the shows are done. The writers are on strike. There's
Writers on
nothing-
strike.
Yeah. It's fucking over in Hollywood.
Yep.
They're
Yeah, good run.
I mean, that's like if they closed the writing strike out, it would be like months and months before anything. I think almost everything is dropped, right? I mean, there's
That's
nothing.
it. That's exactly it. Because my son works on Chicago Med, and they're supposed to start back up in July, and they're already saying that even if they settled the writer's strike now, it would still be September or October before they start. So
I should cancel all my streaming things
Ah,
because there's like fuck you Paramount. Yeah, you.
they're gonna go get other foreign films for you, Andy. You
Yeah,
can
they're
start
just
getting
they're
new,
just gonna get-
subtitles.
it's gonna
got
get fucking
Stars.
AI chatbots to write these scripts.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, I got Stars TV, and there's nothing. Like they only refresh their menu like every once or twice a year, really.
yeah, I need to get rid of that one too. I forget I have that.
I know. Yeah,
That's
Stars
not a
is
good
like
thing for a streaming service when you forget you have
Yeah,
it.
Stars
Oh,
is like
fuck.
that. They just like sneaky little brother who doesn't want you to notice that they're fucking there. So you just keep giving them $5
They
a
don't
month.
charge you too much, you know. You don't really notice it. You don't really
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
It's not worth figuring out how to unsubscribe. So you're just like, fuck it, I'll just pay them the $5.
Oh, but what I did watch it all of is this season of The Bear, which I've watched both seasons. I like both of them. I think Jamie Lee Curtis is great as a cuckoo mother.
Right on. Yep. All right. I haven't watched anything. I've been watching no TV at all. I have been listening to a lot of music. I would recommend listening to. I've been been getting back into a little Blind Melon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the song "Change."
I love that song
right now. Oh man, I fucking love that song. So go listen to some Blind Melon. Listen to
Did you ever see the picture? I think it's Chris Farley and Stacy. What's his name?
Shannon Hoon.
Shannon Hoon with Farley hanging out.
I'll have to check that out.
It's like at a music festival or something, but you fucking
I saw Blind Melon open up for the Rolling Stones, and I'm an asshole because I didn't know anything about Blind Melon at the time, and I paid no attention at all. And now I'm like, oh man, because I know that it was right in the era of what I like from those guys, and it's all Shannon Hoon. So
yeah,
once he died,
well, and the trap is that most people think they're just No Rain,
right?
When you get past that, like Change is such a fucking song.
Jeez.
And but I mean, Blind Melon had the fucking tune that was, for 2 years.
They didn't have that little girl in the bee outfit.
The little chubby girl in the bee outfit, and then they never got.
Which was great. That was great. It was their song, but I mean, there's way more to that.
It was too good. It was too memorable. People couldn't get that out of their fucking head.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, listen to some Blind Melon, Change. Do yourself some good. All right. Thanks for being out there, everybody. We love you guys. Thank you 3 gentlemen for being there. I love doing this every week. It makes me happy. I hope it makes you happy too if you're out there. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tell a friend. Join us every week. If you'd like to, and we would like it if you did, join our Patreon. It's just $5 a month. And it's very simple. Issues with Andy at patreon.com. And join in. We do some special stuff over there. And we'd love to see you on Patreon. So, all right, that's it. Come back next week and we'll do all the same stupid shit again. Hope you're there. See you.